I am back again because I am upset. I'm angry. I'm angry that the federal government for over 72 years continue on with fraud as they hold kangaroo courts, banana republics, Manchurian candidate style candidates. I mean, using veterans as a third eye to spy on Americans without federal court order, without consent. I've asked an attorney to represent me for the 100th time in a final destination of stopping the illegal act of fraud, torture, treason, illegal eavesdropping and wiretapping, and it would not stop. Someone is behind the curtain blocking my lawyer from representing me. Back in 2000, if you read my book, The 1994 Hack Mind, okay, I'm gonna inject this here because I got a long presentation today, and I have a case of schizophrenia. I am fucking crazy. I am. I'm schizophrenic thanks to the fucking government. They put me in an MK Ultra program, okay? You have to remember, I tried to stop this a long time ago, but they kicked the can down the fucking road, okay? Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Kick the can down the road to stop the act of espionage, to stop the illegal contracts, to stop the tech giants from being giants. Kick the can down the road as they all invested in the AI, and let's watch and wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see what happens. They tell their investors, let's wait and see what happens. We're using an AI as a weapon. We're going to weaponize against this veteran in a coup-style incident. We're going to invest in the weapon system and then watch a veteran being destroyed by a fucking AI, by a fucking neighborhood coup. So help me God. Now, when you hire an attorney, he takes your evidence, he goes against the government, finds the truth, writes laws and policies, and stops the bullshit. He seals the fucking case. Not this government. This government's got lawyers running scared. And if you read my book, The 1994 Hack Mind, you're going to see. You're going to see they killed my lawyer, Jeff Morehouse. They killed him to cover up his investigation into the government spying. He went in there and tried to get some answers. And now he's dead now because he can't testify. But if you read my book, he was killed. He was murdered by the government to cover up his testimony. Stay tuned. All right? I'm going to inject this for law, for reference. That's my library. You can grab a hold of that. And then I'm going to inject this lawyer here. I'm going to put this as evidence here. Because when you hire a lawyer, you hire him to stop the act of espionage. Not to continue on and hold me hostage while you watch a fucking big picture in a House and Senate floor. Watching a big picture. Oh, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what our money does. I tell you right now, if you're invested in Raytheon Corporations, Boeing, Lockheed, Metaverse, Facebook, Apple, Samsung, AT&T, BlackRock, and all the AI stocks, if you're invested in that, you're in an act of treason. Now, what most of the lawyers don't understand is that some of them have conflict of interest. Why? Because they're trying to represent Americans, but they be tied up in the fucking war machine itself. So when you go ask them, are you invested in the stocks I just disclosed? They're going to say yes. And they made them fuck themselves. Okay? So now, I asked the lawyer to take my case to stop the act to get me out of this fucking prison for 32 years of corruption, fraud, involuntary servitude, false imprisonment, mental incarceration, treason, torture, espionage. I've asked him to take my case, seal the fucking case, take the evidence, and stop the bullshit. But like I said, I was denied. Denied by a top law firm, a big law firm. I was denied by a big law firm just yesterday, just today, this morning. Now what that does is that leaves me, a schizophrenic, no law degree, to represent myself again. How in the fuck am I going to do that? How am I going to represent myself and walk into a goddamn courtroom against the fucking VA? How am I going to do that with schizophrenia? How? When the government made me, okay? You're supposed to hire an attorney to represent yourself, to gather the evidence, bring everybody into one meeting, and seal the fucking case. Okay? Not this government. Fuck no. Leave him alone. Don't represent him. He's national security. I am not fucking national security. I'll tell you that right now. I've been spied on by the government, used as a third eye to spy on other Americans. And now I'm being retaliated against fucking neighborhood coups of electronic harassment and torture. How in the fuck did we get here? And why are we here? Why? Let's go back to my argument. Let's go back. I'm going to keep on beating the fucking dead horse, man. I tried to stop this bullshit a long time ago. I did not want the fucking taxpayers' money. The government was caught spying on me. They were caught in a fucking web of lies. They knew they were spying on me. They were caught a long time ago while serving the armed forces. Okay? They were caught. Now, how do they got to cover that up? Well, we got to get this guy, we got to get this veteran to go to the VA and declare him schizophrenic. And then compensate him that way. Okay? But it backfired on him. It backfired on the fucking FBI, on the CIA, on the DOD, and the NSA. You're going to see that. It backfired. What did I do to try to stop this? Okay? Because you have my family hostage, holding them at ransom, getting them involved in your fucking corruption, coercion and duress, and you're watching and tracking and torturing me like some goddamn cattle. I am not your fucking cattle to be tracked 24 fucking hours a day, 7 days a fucking week. We have human rights. Pardon my French. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Thank you, President Trump. That's quoted from the president. What did I do to stop this? Well, like I said, I was denied by a lawyer today. I'm not a lawyer. I'm schizophrenic. How do I represent myself? We're going to see. We're going to wait and see what happens. There have been many lawsuits against the government. There have been many lawsuits against the government, and they defeated the government for illegal contracts, spying, and torture. Read the goddamn books. There have been many cases against the goddamn government, and they were successful. But when it comes to me, they're denying me due process of a fucking law and right to be represented by a fucking attorney. When is that going to happen? So what did I do to stop this? I didn't want the taxpayers' money. I was a successful pharmacy technician. I was a paralegal. I was an x-ray technician. I had a successful job. But when you have a machine, such as an AI and a satellite, driving the American people out of their jobs into a fraudulent system of welfare and compensation, that is fraud. I don't give a fuck what Doge says. It is fraud. Investigate the fucking machine used against Americans. That is fraud. You want to investigate fraud, Doge? Investigate your AIs that have been unleashed against Americans. That is fraud. You're ahead of the fucking system. So what did I do to stop this? I didn't want the taxpayers' money. I had a job. But you continue on holding me hostage, you know. And the funny thing about it is that you're trying to cover this up with a brain initiative program. The CIA hired Obama as their guinea pig to go and try to sell the brain initiative program to the fucking UN because they were caught spying. And you like microchipping my ass and you like broadcasting my ass and you're enjoying it. Why? Because you're stealing my ideas and you're creating patents and you're ripping me off. As the tech giants get richer and richer, as the stockholders get richer and richer, don't fucking realize what the fuck's going on. There's no laws in the AI. They're lost. And we'll visit that later too. What did I do to stop this? What did I do to stop this shit? Huh? What did I do to stop it? What did I do to stop it? Well, I was on my discharge Back in 1998, I was discharged. I had no obligations, no ties to the government. I'm not a fucking spy. I was honorably discharged. I had no obligation to the goddamn government. Honorably discharged. I had no fucking ties. I had no damn ties to the government. So how in the fuck did we get here? Why are you using me as a test subject and Manchurian candidate when I don't qualify? All your evidence that you've collected for years and years is all fraudulent. Fruit from the fucking poisonous tree. So help me God. And you're still trying to block the information from being stopped. So, like I said, I try to stop this, okay? Because they were attacking me in the military and they were spying on me while in the armed forces, okay? I mean, come on, let's face reality, man. And I try to stop this on May 12, 2000. Try to stop this on May 12, 2000. Try to stop the fraud. Try to stop the espionage. Try to stop the treason. Try to stop the torture. Try to stop the geofencing. Try to stop the AIs. Try to stop the satellites. Try to stop the drones. Try to stop a coup. I tried to stop it. Stop it. What does it take to stop an act of espionage? How far do you have to go to stop an act of espionage? Huh? When is the right time to stop it? Does it end with the lawsuit? On May 12, 2000, 26 years ago, I tried to stop the damn thing. The Navy was involved, and so was the VA. I tried to stop it. All right? And the judge allowed for discovery. And I have to beat this with a fucking dead horse. I have to keep on beating the fucking dead horse. There's a discovery. Scheduling order. Right there, scheduling order. Scheduling order. Let's see what else here. Pre-trial matters and pre-trial order and order commencing or consent trial discovery. Discovery. All right, you got that right there? Right there, discovery. Okay. Discovery, meaning that you can go and discover the contracts. You can go and discover the AI. You can go and discover Elon Musk. You can go and discover the CIA. You can go and discover the FBI. You can go and discover the Navy. You can go and discover the VA. You can go and discover records indicating that they microchipped your ass, spying, tracking, and torturing with drones, satellites, microchipping, contracts. You can go and discover that. Please divulge that to me so I can stop the act of espionage. Stop it. Stop. Well, I asked the government for the information. There's my definitions. There was a request for production, request to produce the evidence. Request to produce the evidence. Produce the evidence. Produce your contracts. Produce your spying devices, your AIs, your algorithms, Elon Musk, CIA, Planeter. Who else is involved in this corporation? AT&T, your Wi-Fi signal, your Gwyn Towers. Put it all in one paper and give it to me so we can go ahead and restitute this matter. So help me God. Huh? Divulge it to me because I want to stop this. Back in 2000. There's my definitions. Gave them my definitions. Describing what I wanted. And I asked them, please produce the devices, the blueprints. Please produce the blueprints on how you are spying on me, how you are tracking me, how you are torturing me. Please produce that. I asked them, produce it. And I was shut down. Why? Because they're having too much fun spying on my ass. There's a judgment right there on August 24, 2000. 26 years later, I cannot get restitution. But there are other people that are allowed to sue and win millions of fucking dollars. And here I am taking a month-to-month paycheck and slowly killed. I don't own my fucking house. I don't own my fucking car. I don't own my fucking life. All right? That's the sad thing about it. The government compensated my ass, and then they went ahead and what? And broadcasted my disability out to society. Society knows what the fuck is going on. They know that they're not getting the same deal as I am. And right now they're trying to kill me. This fucking neighbor at 3704 Moon Hill Road. Because they're watching what I'm doing. It's geofencing. But not everybody got the same fucking treatment, man. Not every veteran got the same compensation. Not every veteran got the same fucking deal. Not every veteran's family was brought into their life and drug and spying people. It's not the same deal, my friend. And you will produce that evidence in court. I guarantee you that, because I tried to stop it. Stop it! When do you stop an act of espionage? When? When do you investigate that as a judge? Or do you kick the can down the road, maybe take a bribery, maybe take something under the table? Because you're having too much fun spying on my noggin, on the noodles, the brain? I mean, come on, man. So I was denied due process again. This is the beginning of corruption. A judge took my evidence and then denies me due process when he knew an act of espionage was occurring. It was accruing. The crime was accruing. He knew that the government had me tracked. They're stealing my thoughts. They got an AI aftermath. They knew that. Judges know that. At least I hope so. That the crime was accruing. Okay? And he failed to stop the act of espionage, kicking the can down the road, allowing for fraudulent payments, allowing for the VA to payment, allowing for VA to diagnose the veteran, holding me hostage against my will. He knew that, or should have known that. When do you stop it? With a lawsuit? Well, let's see. Well, if it's not going to happen, it's not going to stop a lawsuit. Where am I going to go next? Go to the Department of Civil Rights. The Department of Civil, they should have a big sign instead of Department of War. They need to make one a Department for Civil Rights. A Department of Civil Rights. The idiocracy of our government. How you denied Congressman Kucinich H.R. 2977 4 times. What are you hiding? Someone needs to have a Department of Investigation for investigating bills. Because congressmen and senators write bills for a fucking reason. They have reason to believe that there's a silent war for over 72 fucking years. So create a Department of Civil Rights. So I said, well, if I can't get in the court system, I'm going to have to go to the Department of Civil Rights, which is the FBI. They investigate civil rights, don't they? Yeah, they do. Well, let's head to the FBI. So here I go all the way down the road. Let's go see the FBI. Right down the road, San Antonio. Let's go see the FBI. Let's go see the FBI. And the FBI is going to deny, the FBI is going to deny the bullshit. But the FBI got bit right in the ass. They got their ass kicked. They did, because it's attacking them too. As they're watching the big picture. As they're invested in the war machine. Stop. And I have the right. Man, I've been denied due process. I've been denied a lawyer. So I have the right to speak. They're killing Americans over fucking night. So I walk into the FBI's office. And I'll tell you that the FBI, they're very surveilled. They have cameras all over that fucking place. Inside of an FBI building, they got cameras in doorknobs, they got cameras and light switches, cameras and fans. They got cameras everywhere watching as you come into their office. So if you were smart enough, you would go get the videotapes of me coming into the FBI building, asking for an investigation. Because I asked for investigation. I asked them to stop the act of espionage. I asked them to investigate, and they denied me the right to an investigation. The FBI. And so when you deny someone a right to an investigation, when you deny the right to someone investigation, then you don't deserve that yourself. And I'm going to quote I'm going to quote a famous quote from Abraham Lincoln here in just a minute. When you deny someone civil rights, privacy, Fourth and Fifth Amendment, you don't deserve that for yourself either, do you? Fuck no. If you deny if your duty is to investigate civil rights and liberties, and you deny that person those civil rights and liberties, you don't deserve it for yourself. And that's exactly what happened to the fucking FBI. And I quote, let me show you what happened. You don't deserve that for yourself. Abraham Lincoln. You know what I'm talking about. Look, I'm going to give you a quote. Keep in mind, I'm schizophrenic. I'm nuts, right? I'm schizophrenic. Remember, I'm nuts. Keep that in mind. We're going to keep that in mind as we go along here. Because I am fucking nuts, right? So, I walk into the FBI and ask for an investigation. I walk into this building in San Antonio, Texas, United States Postal Office and Courthouse, an old building, okay? And I walked in this building as a ghost. And can I speak to the FBI, please? Sure. Took the elevator up to the second or third floor, wherever they were at. Can I speak to the FBI, please? Sure. You have a driver's license? Sure. And there's a camera right there over the old style post office bars. You know, they got a woman behind there, and you know the camera's watching me. It's right there. It's watching me. And so they got a camera and they got a satellite watching me. You know, everywhere I go with an AI and it's watching me. So I walk into the building, and I said, I'd like to speak to an FBI agent. I want an investigation. Sure, have a seat. Takes my driver's license. Have a seat right there. There's a nice, comfortable chair. Have a seat. Have a seat. Yeah, okay. So I sit there and I wait in the lobby while there's cameras are watching me and satellite's tracking me. Everywhere I go, it's watching me. Okay. Sit down there, and here comes an FBI agent out of the door. I hear the door open. Door opens up. There was an FBI agent. How you doing, sir? My name is Gary Simmons. How can I help you today? Well, I would like an investigation. I've been legally spied on, tracked, and tortured by the government. They got me microchip planted, spying, tracked, and tortured my mind. How is that possible, sir? I don't know. That's for you to figure out. You're the FBI. You're supposed to conduct an investigation. You're supposed to go knocking on doors and asking what the fuck is going on. Instead, the FBI says, you know what? It's not possible. It's not possible. Get the fuck out of here. Go on. Go. You're a veteran, right? Go see the VA. Go to the VA. Go. You're crazy. Get out of here. Man, I was upset. I was so upset. I was so angry, man. I was so pissed off. I was denied due process of a law. Spent lots of money on a lawsuit. Go to the FBI. They don't believe you. Kick the can down the road. What do I do next? What do you do next? What would you do next? Denied due process by the federal courts, denied by the FBI. What the fuck would you do next? Well, I can't accept the payment, man. I cannot accept the taxpayer payment. It's fraud. There's something going on. Let me see can I go to Congress? Let's go to Congress. So I go to Congress. I go to my congressman. I type on the computer, who represents you? I type in my zip code, and my congressman pulls up. I say, okay, let's go to the office. Go to the congressman's office. So I go to the congressman's office, and I asked him for a congressional inquiry. Asked him for congressional inquiry. I asked for a congressional inquiry to stop the act of espionage, treason, torture, illegal eavesdropping and wiretapping. To stop it. Just stop it completely. And the congressman was blocked. He was blocked from getting an answer. They denied him. Congressional inquiry into the investigation of illegal eavesdropping, wiretapping, spying, and torture. The congressman was blocked. He was blocked from stopping the act of espionage. He was blocked from stopping the treason. He was blocked from stopping the torture. He was blocked. What do you do now? Well, something's happening to me, man. I'm microchipped. I'm broadcasting my life. I mean, I am tuned in. I am tuned in. I'm tuned into society. I'm tuned in. They're reading my mind, stealing my thoughts, in violation of my 4th and 5th Amendment rights. They're in violation of my 4th and 5th Amendment. You test it. Test the theory. So far, how did we get here? How in the fuck did we get here today? And they're in violation of my 4th and 5th Amendment rights. At the same time, the government destroyed the Capitol, destroyed the towers in New York, because they have to sell the microchip industry. They have to sell the implant. And then trapping people in rubble and fire, it would sell the microchip industry, just like we did to this guy. You get me so far. You get me so far. I have schizophrenia, but I'm telling you, I'm giving you facts here. It is my belief that the towers were brought down because the government is trying to sell the microchip industry. You get me so far. And I tried to stop this a long time ago, kid. I tried to stop this a long time ago. They did not believe me because they're too busy tuning in, getting the reception. I don't even have a fucking FCC license. I am broadcasting my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a fucking week, so help me God. I am a CIA asset. And the reason why it continues is because they're invested in the microchip and the device to spy on me. And how are they making a profit off this? Your brain does not turn off. I am the founding father of true psychology. I am. I am a Manchurian candidate, the real Manchurian candidate. I am the test subject. Chose to infiltrate society, whether I like it or not. The sad thing about it is that they're making a profit of my thoughts overnight. They got me plugged in. They got me plugged into a fucking computer that's recording my mind and printing my thoughts. Planeter, all the AIs, they're recording my thoughts. They can print them off a goddamn computer out in Utah. I am plugged in to society using WBAN networks. I mean, they got me plugged in. So I said, well, what am I going to do now? I'm being targeted and tortured. I got to get the fuck out of here, man. They're going to kill my ass. So I left and I got from one point of my city all across the city to a different part of the city, totally different part of the city across. And I said, well, this has got to stop. If I just leave this house where I am and move across the city into a different, way across the city, I might get some rest. I might get some comfort. Fuck no. And I moved behind an airfield. I moved behind United States Air Force, Lackland Military Installation, Lackland Air Force Base. Now, why would a veteran be targeted with satellites, drones, and electronic warfare behind a military air base where they train pilots? Why would he be attacked with a fucking satellite living next door to a goddamn military base where they train pilots and fly aircraft? Why? Why would he continue to be attacked with satellites and drones over a fucking airfield? That's for you to find out and for you to testify later. Okay? So I moved to that area. I said, well, shit, let me go talk to the goddamn congressman. I mean, I feel something in my body eradicating me. It's eradicating my organs, making me a puppet of their technology. You get me so far? It's been going on for a long time, folks. A long time. It's coming to reality. These programs have existed since the 1950s. It's all coming to reality. It's all coming to reality what this weapon does to Americans. It cooks you. It cooks your organs. It manipulates your mind. It manipulates your psychological theory. It manipulates your psychological thrive. It takes away your Maslow, I want to cite Maslow, hierarchy of needs. It takes away your hierarchy of needs, doesn't it? Your ability to adapt, to climb the pyramid, to be successful. As a matter of fact, you climb the pyramid and they watch you fall right off that motherfucker. Destroying your family, destroying your jobs. I mean, it's a fucked up deal. Retaliating against your family. It's a fucked up deal, man. So I go to congressman. I said, well, shit, I gotta go to another congressman. It's eradicating me. Something's going on. So I walk into another congressman's office. 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 I walk into a congressman's office. And I speak to the honorable. I speak to the honorable. I speak to the honorable. I speak to the honorable Will Hurd. 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 Will Hurd is not only a congressman. Will Hurd is a former CIA operative. And a CIA operative would have been the right man for the right job to stop your act of espionage, to stop your act of illegal eavesdropping, wiretapping, and torture, to stop your act of involuntary servitude, to stop your act of treason, to stop the neighborhood coups, to stop the AI. Would he? Will he? Or would have he? I don't know now. I'm so unsure. Because the war machine involves the investment of federal officials. How are we going to stop this war machine if we're all invested in the mechanisms used to hunt down, track, and torture Americans? How are we going to do that without losing a profit here? Because some smart motherfucker, pardon my French, decided to plug us in from sea to shiny sea. Why do you think Apple was banned from the Chinese? Why do you think Russia wants to cut? Why do you think Russia's cutting the Google optic under the ocean? We are all plugged in from sea to shiny sea. We are all plugged in from sea to shiny sea. We are all plugged in from sea to shiny sea. You get me so far. CIA Will Hurd was asked to investigate this. He was asked to. So, a congressional inquiry was submitted, asking to stop the act of espionage. He was asked to stop the act of espionage, and he was lied to. Oh, we're not spying that guy. We're not spying on that guy. We're not tracking that guy. He was lied to. A CIA congressman was lied to. Oh, we're not tracking this guy. We're not spying on this guy. We're not implanting this guy. They lied to him. 2 congressmen. What does it take to stop an act of espionage? Because the federal government has been collecting data from me for over 32 years. Why only me? Why am I the only veteran that's been casted out to society to be spied on, tracked, and tortured? Why? Why not every veteran treated the same way that I was, along with my family members? Why? Why one veteran? I was chosen among my peers, grabbed by the government to use as a test subject. Why? How in the fuck did we get here? How? You don't want to represent me? Okay. I'm gonna state the fucking facts. Why? Because I'm schizophrenic. And we're going to repeat this over and over again. Over and over again. This is the CIA, for crying out loud. CIA. Now, what Abraham Lincoln said, those who deny freedom to others do not deserve it for themselves. That was the Honorable Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. The Honorable Abraham Lincoln. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. You got that? Those who deny freedom do not deserve that for themselves. Went to the federal court, filed a lawsuit, went to the FBI, went to 2 congressmen. Okay? It's all karma. It's all karma. Okay? Somebody's attacking Americans. Who the fuck is it? It's all karma. I went to the courts. I went to the FBI. I went to Congress. What the fuck, man? Now let's look at the facts. It's all going to unfold now, okay? Because the people that were denying the due process, the people that are denying the investigation are now attacked themselves. It's all karma. You ready? Here we go. We know why Americans are being targeted and tortured. We know that. We know that. We know why Americans are being targeted. We know why. We know why Americans are being targeted. We know that. We know why. It doesn't take a fucking rocket science to figure out what's going on. It's corruption. It's corruption at its finest. 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 We know why Americans are being targeted and tortured. They want the mark of the beast in everyone, including your children, to put you in a virtual surveillance state of mind. This is a virtual surveillance of monopoly. Monopoly. Surveillance monopoly. That's what it is. To hunt you down. If you voted for Obama, oh boy, you better take that vote back. I'd take it back. Obama is part of the whole situation, my friends. He is. So, back to the evidence. We know why Americans are being targeted. They want the mark of the beast in everybody. They want you to be tracked and implanted. If the shoe fits, wear it, motherfucker. Wear it. Because you guys have been denying this for 72 fucking years. It's a 72-year silent war against Americans. So help me God. So help me God. We know why Americans are being targeted. Because the next thing is to get the people to invest in their own microchipping. Now, how in the fuck does that make sense? I spoke to the Honorable Dr. Robert Duncan umpteen years ago. I spoke to him a long time ago, who worked for the CIA. And Robert Duncan told me on Facebook maybe umpteen years ago, I don't remember how long ago this was. Of course, I've got schizophrenia. I'm nuts. I'm wholly incredible. I'm fanciful. I spoke to him. That's what he said. I said, what do you think about stopping satellite weapons and torturing of Americans? And Dr. Robert Duncan says, the weapon systems will never be taken offline. If it is taken offline, it will be because society has given in to microchipping. The weapon system will never be taken offline. It is a psychotronic Cold War race to collect mind samples. If it is taken offline, it will be because the populations have decided to accept chips in their bodies for more direct control. Chips in their bodies for more direct control. Can anybody say chips? And we're not talking poker chips. We're talking implants, RFID chips. You get me so far? Are you going to give in? The mark of the beast is here. It's here. The mark of the beast is here. It's here. And I want to quote this here. I love this song. I love the band. All you Iron Maiden fans, I'm going to add this in the story here because I think it's funny as hell. I am not a number. I am a free man. I am not a number. I am a free man. I'm not a number. I'm a free man. I am not a number. I am a free man. And like I said, I mean, you're interrupting my services, interrupting my business. Get the fuck away from my, all these AIs. And
for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666. I left alone. My mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind. What did I see?
We want two. Who is number one? We want information. 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 Who are you? The new number two. Who is number one? You are number 6. I am another number.
I'm a free man. All right. So we all know this. We all been watching this movie for a long time. People are affected by this. We know that. We know it's been a long time. But the number of the beast is here, whether you like it or not. Okay? It's here. It's here. Face reality. Okay? Now, to confirm that Robert Duncan's statement is true, who is former CIA, by the way, Will Hurd CIA, Robert Duncan CIA, to confirm that his statement was true, we're going to go to your president, Joe Biden. You voted for him. You voted for Obama. You voted for Biden. It's all coming to make sense now, guys. Why Americans want to be tortured. The number of the beast, the mark of the beast is here, guys. I love Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is the best. Go see Iron Maiden in concert this year. Grab some tickets. Go see them in concert. It's all a true story, guys. The mark of the beast is here. To confirm Robert Duncan's statement on Facebook, we're going to use President Joe Biden. Scandalous, the most scandalous president in the whole wide world. Better than Watergate. And he's still not charged. Man, what a corrupt deal, man. Then he goes and tries to sabotage President Trump's presidency? Come on, man. God, it's crazy. What if a Hispanic, what do you think of a Hispanic was in the White House like that? They would have fucking prosecuted that motherfucker. They would have had him charged up, probably taken up to the gallows and hung his ass, probably, if it was a Hispanic, right? Fuck yeah, they would have hung his ass. They don't waste time like that, man. Fucking bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. If it was a black man, they would have probably marched. They would have probably, well, we know what happened when we know what happened to Rodney King. They marched. The blacks marched, man. The blacks are the most involved in civil rights. If you hurt a black person, taking away the civil rights, they march, man. Those people get out there and fucking march. They don't give a fuck. They care about their breed. But Hispanic, oh, let that motherfucker die, man. Fuck it. Get the fuck out of here. You know, fuck that shit, man. It's bullshit, man. But they were caught spying. The government was caught spying, man. They were caught spying. Joe Biden is guilty of treason. And you tell him I said that. Joe Biden's been watching the big picture. Joe Biden was caught in an act of treason.
Our constitutional journey did not stop then, and it must not stop now, Judge. And we'll be faced with equally consequential decisions in the 21st century. Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement? There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over. Can brain scans be used to determine whether a person is inclined toward criminality or violent behavior? You will rule on that. And Judge, I need to know whether you will be a justice who believes that the constitutional journey must continue to speak to these consequential decisions, or that we've gone far enough in protecting against government intrusion into our autonomy, into the most personal decisions we make. Judge, that's why this is a critical moment. There are elected officials in this government, such as Mr. DeLay, a fine, honorable, patriotic man, and others, who have been unsuccessful of implementing their agenda in the elected branches. So they've now poured their energies, as the left would if it were different. They've now poured their energies and resources into trying to change the court's view of the Constitution. And now they have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
You will rule on that, mark my word. We're trying to change the court's view of implanting. We're trying to change the court's view of violating our autonomous system. Joe Biden. He's been watching a big picture a long time. He's been enjoying what he's watching. Been enjoying watching me. We got to keep this going. Keep it going, man. So instead of stopping it, they kicked the can down the road because they enjoy that. Because, you know, like I said, when you go to sleep at night, and I mean, you can debate this all along. Your brain does not shut off. And when you're microchipped and they're speeding your mind, your brain constantly produces information. And at the same time, they're hitting the print button, recording everything you're saying or thinking. Okay? When you go to bed at night, your folders that you got lined up, you got folders lined up in that motherfucker. You got a folder that comes out, here comes a folder. You got a fucking folder in that motherfucker that sits right in there, right? There's a folder in there. So it comes out and it says, oh, Humana. That folder comes out at night and it starts reading information, and they hit the record button and they collect your data. That's why they wanted to microchip everybody, because your brain creates whatever it creates. It can create a pattern. It can create an idea. It can create an idea that the government is stealing from you to make a profit off your soul. So help me God. You see why they're so encouraging and implanting Americans? They want a microchip because they can make a profit off of each and individual skull. You get me so far? We are tuned in. We are tuned into society. There is a snake called Google, Planeter, that's all deciphering to your brain. And they want to cook it and steal your information. They want you plugged into the network. Okay? All right. Now to the evidence. Okay, now to the evidence. You saw Dr. Robert Duncan. You saw the testimony of Joe Biden. We know that Americans are being chipped now. Now let's go to the facts. Go to the facts. Okay, so the whistleblower, Dr. Robert Duncan, it's all going to line up perfectly because the people that I told to stop it, now they're victimized. You get me so far? Here we go.
With some interest, and I said, as they're called, and it's about 20, be going on for quite some.
In 20, team of experts.
This is a testimony of Dr. Robert Duncan, the CIA whistleblower, who said microchipping. Here we go.
Duncan?
Yes. So I have an Ivy League background, education, and I've been studying and human rights activism for what is now currently termed Havana Syndrome. But this has been going on for quite some time. I worked for DARPA on projects for the CIA, for the Navy, for example, wrote the Artificial Intelligence Code, tracked the Soviet nuclear submarine fleet, But about 20 years ago, I realized some of my research was being utilized on my own citizens. And that was unacceptable to me. And since then, I've done hundreds of interviews, interviewed 2,500 victims or targeted individuals, as they're called, found commonalities of all their stories. And I've spoken to with the head of the LA FBI, to the Senate Intelligence Committee, 23 senators and representatives, with some interest. And I said, just wait when it starts happening to their agents, diplomats, and the FBI. So interestingly, a story came out yesterday that it's happening to the FBI now.
What is your educate?
You just wait till it happens to the FBI. Well, God damn it, it happened to the FBI. Let's go back and rewind that for just a minute, because he says a couple of things that are very key to this point. Remember, I went to Congress. Remember, I went to the federal courts. I went to the Congress. I went to the FBI. And I went to senators too. Okay? And no interest. But now it's coming back and kicking them in the ass. And we're going to visit that. You just wait till it happens to the FBI. Now, he says that he saw over what? This happened 20 years ago? About 20 years ago, I was in court trying to prove this point. And he had all the evidence. Was this guy watching me? Was this guy the key man watching me for the CIA? Might have been. Who knows? Okay? Let's play that again. 20 years ago.
About 20 years ago, I realized some of my research was being utilized on my own citizens. And that was...
He said it right there. He witnessed the targeting of citizens. Then he also says that he saw over 2,500 victims. Here we go.
About 20 years ago, I realized some of my research was being utilized on my own citizens. And that was unacceptable to me. And since then, I've done hundreds of interviews, interviewed 2,500 victims or targeted individuals, as they're called.
2,500 individuals, 2,500 targeted individuals. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. Okay. And then he says that he went and talked to 23 senators. Here we go.
Found commonalities of all their stories. And I've spoken to with the head of the LA FBI, to the Senate Intelligence Committee, 23 senators, as they're called.
23 senators. Okay. I went to senators and congressmen too. You get me so far? All right. Now, the fact is that he says, just wait till it happens to the FBI. And I went to the FBI on several occasions. Okay. We got to go back there again. Okay. We're going to go back there and visit again. Okay. Because I went to the FBI. All right. A long time ago, asked him to stop this. I went to Eric Holder. I went to Eric Holder. Eric Holder was involved. I asked him to investigate that. Okay. The Department of Justice is the FBI. I asked Eric Holder to investigate this back in 2013. There's a letter. They got the letter. I asked them a long time ago to investigate that. And they received the ticket. They received that piece of mail. They received the parcel right there. They were asked several times to investigate this, okay? To stop this, okay? So was the FBI. So was the FBI. The FBI was asked to investigate this. They got the memo a long time ago, okay? There's a ticket number. There's a ticket number. There's a letter. The FBI was asked to investigate this a long time ago. You get me so far? They were asked to investigate this a long time ago, okay? A long time ago. And like I said, I told them a long time ago to investigate that, okay? A long time ago. They were asked a long time ago to investigate that. March 6, 2007. But you just wait till it happens to the FBI. Right? You just wait till it happens to the FBI. You just wait till it happens to the FBI.
And how did you get into working with DARPA and the CIA?
Well, it was masters of yesterday that it's happening to their agents with some interest. And I said, just wait when it starts happening to their agents, diplomats, and the FBI. So interestingly, a story came out yesterday that it's happening to the FBI now.
What is your educational background?
You just wait till it happens to the FBI. And I told the FBI a long time ago, okay? And the reason why we're here is because they're invested in the goddamn war machine. And they won't stop the goddamn corruption. You just wait till it happens to the FBI. You just wait till it happens to the FBI. You just wait till it happens to the FBI. Just wait till it happens to the FBI. You just wait till it happens to the FBI. Right? Well, yeah. It happened to the FBI, didn't it? Hell yeah, it did. It knocked the shit out of this FBI agent. Knocked her forward, knocked her around, lost her fucking gyroscope, lost her fucking mind. She lost her fucking mind. Look at this shit. That's what the thing does. It controls our movements. It controls our minds. We're under hypnosis because we all want to be plugged in and microchipped. It eradicates our organs. It eradicates our minds. We lose our control. We lose our minds. We are being manipulated by some kind of evil force. An evil force that's been attacking Americans. Here it is.
Both hypotheses.
It attacks the nervous system.
Homeland Security advice.
The nervous system controls what? Our eye movements. It controls our facial expressions. It controls our fingers. It controls the way we urinate. It controls the way we move our ears. It controls everything. And someone has hijacked that to control that. Dangerous weapon. Havana syndrome is what? Havana syndrome has got three elements. One, it's a neurological weapon. Two, it's a microwave energy weapon. And three, it's a directed energy weapon. Neurological, microwave, and directed. Those are three elements of Havana syndrome. Neurological, they got control of your system. It can make you piss on yourself, move your eyes, move your ears. It can make you do a whole bunch of things you don't want to do. So help me God. It's been going on for a long time now. You got me so far. Stay with me now. This is an FBI agent. Here we go.
Sir, to Vice Harry. We're disguising her and not using her last name because she's still an FBI agent working in counterintelligence. She says in 2021, she was home in Florida when she was hit by a crippling force.
And bam, inside my right ear, it was like a dentist drilling on steroids. That feeling when it gets too close to your eardrum, it's like that, times 10. It was like a high-pitched metallic drilling noise, and it knocked me forward at like a 45-degree angle this way.
Maybe that's the same dentist that implanted me with the same microchip while serving the armed forces. That was probably the same dentist that implanted me with the same fucking microchip. That's probably what it is. Let's keep on hearing here. Let's rewind it here.
She says
Here we go.
because she's still an FBI agent working in counterintelligence. She says in 2021, she was home in Florida when she was hit by a crippling force.
And bam, inside my right ear, it was like a dentist drilling on steroids. That feeling when it gets too close to your eardrum, it's like that, times 10. It was like a high-pitched metallic drilling noise, and it knocked me forward at like a 45-degree angle this way.
She says she was by a window in her laundry room.
My right ear was line of sight to that window while this thing was happening in my ear. And when I leaned forward, it didn't knock me over, but it knocked me forward. Immediately felt pressure, and pressure and pain started coursing from inside my right ear, down my jaw, down my neck, and into my chest.
At the same time,
Okay. It crawls from her ear, down her throat, into her chest. Now, with that said, How do you think that we're getting strep throats and coughs and colds and why we're getting breathing infection? She says it right there. The weapon crawls. It crawls into your chest. She says that right there. You want to hear that again? Let's hear that again.
FBI agent Carey told us the battery in her
Drilling on
Here we go.
steroids. That feeling when it gets too close to your eardrum, it's like that, times 10. It was like a high-pitched metallic drilling noise, and it knocked me forward at like a 45-degree angle this way.
She says she was by a window in her laundry room.
My right ear was line of sight to that window while this thing was happening in my ear. And when I leaned forward, it didn't knock me over, but it knocked me forward. I immediately felt pressure, and pressure and pain started coursing from inside my right ear, down my jaw, down my neck, and into my chest.
At the same time,
And into my chest. I mean, that's what it's doing. It's crawling. And how do we confirm that? How do we confirm that that weapon is doing that? President Trump, this year, disclosed 6G. And it's going to be under our flesh. Okay? It's going to be under our flesh, whether we like it or not. 6G is going to be invasive, a weaponized, invasive machine to go in our skins, crawling down our skins into our chests. You get me so far. Here we go. Continue on with her testimony.
an FBI agent Carey told us the battery in her phone began to swell until it broke the case. Finally, she passed out on a couch. Because of chest pain, she was checked by a cardiologist and then returned to duty.
And I remember complaining to my colleagues for months after that. I felt like I had early Alzheimer's. Short-term memory, long-term memory, confusing memories, multitasking. My baseline changed. I was not the same person.
Carrie's story matches those we've uncovered over the years.
It was
or acoustic ultrasound. More than 100 officials or family members have unexplained, persistent symptoms.
if I turn too fast, my gyroscope is off, essentially. It's like a step behind where I'm supposed to be. So I'll turn too fast and I will literally walk right into the wall or the door frame.
Now, for the first time, he was sentenced to 30 months. While he was in jail, Carrie says she was hit in Florida, and a year later when she awoke to the same symptoms in the middle of the night in California.
It felt like I was stuck in this state of like disorientation, not able to function, like what is happening, and my whole body was pulsing.
Mark Zaid is bring American warnings that
Okay, now I want you to focus on her testimony because the FBI agent ends with this. She says, and I quote, she says that the weapon system is not going anywhere. And you heard why from Dr. Robert Duncan. It's not going anywhere because they want us implanted. Okay? That was a testimony from Robert Duncan earlier. You saw that. Now she's going to testify that the weapon system is not going anywhere because we are test subjects. And you will hear test subject over and over again from President Bill Clinton. Here we go. Stay tuned.
he was in danger because he'd spent so much time.
Energy weapons. It's not going anywhere. Look how effective it's been. It's next generation weaponry. And unfortunately, it's been refined on some of us, and we're the test subjects.
It's not going anywhere. Let's rewind it. 11, here we go.
We're dealing with energy weapons. It's not going anywhere. Look how effective it's been. It's next generation weaponry. And unfortunately, it's been refined on some of us, and we're the test subjects.
And we are the test subjects. We are the test subjects. And like I said, I have to go back to who? I have to go back to Dr. Robert Duncan. Robert Duncan said why we're being targeted. Okay? And it will not be taken offline until we all give in to the microchip industry. Okay? They want us microchip, man. The weapon system will never be taken offline. It is a psychotronic Cold War race to collect mind samples. If it is taken offline, it will be because the populations have decided to accept chips in their bodies for more direct control. So now we know why and the moral of the story, don't we? Let's continue on with victims. Remember, I went to the FBI. Now you saw the FBI. Now let's go to Congress. No, let's go to the CIA. The CIA are all being victimized too. The CIA is being victimized. Okay? There's a CIA operative, Mark Polymenopoulos, who was told by the CIA that he was crazy. The CIA called him crazy. The CIA called him crazy for reporting he was attacked with silent weapons. Look, read for yourself right there. The CIA called him crazy. Read the article. And then, to top it off, this evidence was destroyed. You can't go back to YouTube and find this video. Why? Because they're destroying federal evidence on a crime that's not even solved yet. You get me so far. Havana syndrome has not been solved yet. Okay? It's been going on for 72 years. It's deja vu of the Moscow signal. Okay? So, the CIA is victimized. They're targeted. They're tortured. Here's the evidence right here. These are CIA operatives who are being attacked with these weapons. It sounds nuts and I'm crazy, man, but let's face the facts. Let's face reality, guys. You want to deny me counsel? Deny me lawyers? Here we go.
It's a cover-up and it's terrifying. And it should be terrifying to all Americans.
What did she say?
It's a cover-up and it's terrifying. And it should be terrifying to all Americans.
I see it. Shirt survived.
You were attacked.
Yes.
You were attacked by an energy weapon.
Yes, a directed energy weapon. If they're politicizing this, what else are they not telling the president? And that's scary.
In a shocking and highly revealing interview, a former CIA operative revealed just how ruthlessly the CIA has been suppressing any info about the directed energy weapons. This interview was released on X by investigative journalist and former Fox News correspondent Catherine Herridge. Now, in this video, I'm going to share some very interesting parts from this interview. And I can assure you, by the end, you'll have a very different opinion about the so-called natural disasters that have taken place on U.S. soil in the last few years. And if you want to see the full interview, make sure to check out Catherine's X page. Now, we start things off with former CIA operative Alice, who was a victim of the Havana syndrome, and this is what she experienced.
It's a cover-up and it's terrifying. And it should be terrifying to all Americans.
Now requiring the aid of a service dog. Just a few years ago, this retired CIA officer handled national security missions, which remain classified to this day.
At that time, what was your portfolio?
I am not at liberty to share that.
Alice, an alias, is speaking out for the first time about debilitating injuries reported among hundreds of U.S. government personnel.
Now, the official name for the Havana syndrome is Anomalous Health Incidents, or AHI, and unlike popular belief, American personnel have experienced this all over the world and not just in Cuba. In fact, Alice was nowhere near Cuba when she started feeling the effects of this mysterious illness.
I was serving in Africa and I experienced an anomalous health incident in my home on a Saturday night, and I heard a weird noise. It was a really weird sound. I'll never forget it.
You were attacked.
Yes.
You were attacked by an energy weapon.
Yes, a directed energy weapon. My ears started hurting. I started having vertigo. The room was spinning. My head started pulsing. Like, it hurt so badly. And I had a ton of pain in my left ear. And my ears started ringing. And I thought I was going to pass out.
Now, her symptoms are pretty similar to the ones experienced by all those U.S. and Canadian officials in Havana back in...
And I heard a weird noise. It was a really weird sound.
All over the world.
She's at home. She's at home being attacked at home.
In fact, Alice was
At
nowhere
home.
near Cuba when she started feeling the effects of this mysterious illness.
I was serving in Africa, and I experienced an anomalous health incident in my home on a Saturday night, and I heard a weird noise. It was a really weird sound. I'll never forget it.
You were attacked.
Yes.
You were attacked by an energy weapon.
Yes, a directed energy weapon. My ears started hurting. I started having vertigo. The room was spinning. My head started...
That's a CIA operative. Okay. We're going to go to another one. Here's another one. Here's another one for you. These are CIA operatives, guys. I mean, we're not making this stuff up. This is facts. This is a doctor working for the CIA. It's a doctor working for the CIA. Attacked in a hotel.
So a new CIA
it's all community driven.
Taking a closer look.
It's all community driven, folks. All community driven.
I hadn't seen this before. Between every set of rooms was a small door, and it was a service chase. It was unusual.
Did you think there was somebody in that space?
I don't know.
This is that service chase, potentially large enough for a person to stand inside.
I looked out the window. I was on a high floor, and I saw nothing out there that concerned me. There was no other building at a height that would have a direct ability to shine something in my room, say. I think I went to bed probably around 11:30. I slept in my jeans and a t-shirt in case I had to evacuate quickly. At about 4:56, 4:57, I was awakened with severe pain in my right ear. I had a lot of nausea and a terrible headache, and I've never suffered from headaches before. The amount of ringing in my ears was just astounding, and things were getting worse and worse and worse. And I started to hear the noise, and I'm really in disbelief.
And you believe that that night there was some sort of injury or damage to either your inner ear, the nerves around your inner ear, or your brain?
Correct. Absolutely.
All right. Dr. Sanjay Gupta joins us now. Sanjay.
There you have it. These are CIA officials, guys. They're CIA. This is a community-driven weapon that's in the hands of criminals, okay? CIA's attacked. They're called crazy, okay? And there are federal officials that are being attacked, okay? We're going to get into that. And like I said, I told the judge, I told the FBI, I told senators, I told congressmen, let's look at the reality, guys. Okay, they're attacking not only FBI, CIA, Americans, they're attacking congressmen, people, Congress, okay? Let's go into the reality. Let's go into the to the silent weapon, and we're going to take a look. I mean, this is a two-hour video. It's pretty good. They're attacking me now. And I'm using an Apple product. They're recording my face against the law in Texas. It's against the law in Texas to facial recognize my information and attack me. That's what they're doing now. This is an Apple product, okay? They can't do that anymore. It's against the law. And you'll be found guilty. There's whistleblowers embedded in Apple already. Don't you worry about that. We'll shut it down. We're going to continue on more, okay? We got to go with this, man. I've been denied due process, okay? All this evidence should have been shut down in the Supreme Court case a long time ago. And when you deny due process, you get protests. This is a protest. It's evidence. It's facts. That beyond a reasonable doubt, or the burden of proof, whichever incident you're in, that Americans are being assaulted in a secret war. Silent weapon, guys. Silent weapon right here. This is all facts. It's designed to make you crazy. It's community driven. No doubt. Who's going to investigate it? Not me, not her. No. We're having too much fun. Making money, making We're all moonlighting this weapon. We make profit off it real quick. Make a lot of money off this. We can be hitmen and be heroes and hitmans. Come on, man. Wake the hell up, man. It's all corruption.
That these people are behind the attack.
Here we go, folks. Key evidence to listen to. Key evidence.
Your assessments here.
Key evidence to listen to. Pay attention to closely. Remember, I sued the VA and I sued the Navy, right? I sued the VA and I sued the Navy, didn't I? I did.
The attacks. Again, I can see several reasons why the U.S. intelligence might not want to make that public, but they must make it known to qualified and in a secure setting and provide answers to our findings.
Guys, if your assessments here are correct, these are very covert weapons, aren't they? They don't leave behind bomb fragments, bullet holes, etc. They could absolutely be used by our adversaries and have very low levels of, very easy to deny that they were even there, that they were used. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's no entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things, especially on the low duration, the low intensity, long duration hits.
But you were saying,
especially on the long duration, low intensity hits. Who do you think the government's been spying on for 32 years? Who do you think the government's been watching for 32 years? It's a long duration. They've been watching me for 32 years, and they're attacking me with low intensity hits. Okay, you get me so far. All right, we're gonna step on to more part of the hearing. Here we go. You know what makes you crazy? Okay, but what about the evidence? Okay, where are the body bags? Where are the people buried that they're killing, that they're watching? Where's the evidence at? Give me a skiff. How about a skiff? Can I take a skiff, please?
Is going to impact us.
Is this a attack by
Here we go.
Survive. So let me say this.
And if I can, say what you can. If you gentlemen feel better talking about this in a more secure setting,
I'll start by saying
work
this.
on that as well.
Congressman, thank you for the question. Give me 20 minutes in a skiff and I'll convince all of you. I know where the bodies are buried. I know the cabinets to look in, the questions to ask, and the people to subpoena. I will say that this is a
I know where the bodies are buried. I know what body bags to look in, what file cabinets to look in, and what subpoena to serve. In those body bags somewhere, you think there's probably a family member of mine that passed away? Huh? You've been watching me for the long duration, attacking me. Let's see the body bags. Who are inside these body bags? My family members? Friends that I've known? Let's see the body bags. Identify the people in those body bags. Identify the people in the medical, in the file cabinets. Identify those people. Come on, come forward. Who are those people?
If you gentlemen feel better talking about this in a more secure setting,
I'll start by saying
work
this.
on that as well.
Congressman, thank you for the question. Give me 20 minutes in a skiff and I'll convince all of you. I know where the bodies are buried. I know the cabinets to look in, the questions to ask, and the people to subpoena. I will say that this is a global campaign and it's focused.
And the people to subpoena. I know where the body bags are at. I know what file cabinets to look in. I know who to subpoena. Let's look in those body bags. Who are they? Who are in those body bags? Who have they been watching attacking other people? This is a whistleblower for the Army. This is an Army officer, Lieutenant Colonel Edwin. He knows where the body bags are buried. He knows what file cabinets to look in and who to subpoena. Let's see all that. When is that going to happen? It hasn't happened yet. When is it going to happen? Let's have a hearing on that. Let's take a look at that. Those are all facts. I mean, you can speak about them. Let's see the facts. Let's see the evidence. Unfold the body. Unfold the names. Who are in these body bags? The next thing is that we're all guided to the VA. Like I said, I filed my lawsuit a long time ago, trying to stop this. I filed a lawsuit, went to the FBI, went to 2 congressmen, and I was detoured to where? To the VA. You got me so far. Here we go, man. Here we go. I'm schizophrenic, okay? I'm tuned in, all right? I have special powers. I have ESP. I'm broadcasting all over the world. I don't even need a goddamn license. Fox News, they need a license to broadcast. CNN, they need a license to broadcast. Not me, not my mind. I am broadcasting globally to Russia, to China, Saudi Arabia, Mexico. I am broadcasting my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so help me God. Now, here's the facts. Where do you want us to go if we're being targeted as a veteran? Well, I want you to go to where? I would like you to go to the VA.
Unseen. They're totally left out of this because the Havana Act doesn't cover your active duty members. They're told to go to the VA, but there's no VA diagnostic code, so we're not getting them care. It's not consistent. We have funding available.
We're told to go to the VA, but it's not consistent. There's no funding there, okay? So what do they reach for? What does the VA reach for in the medicine bag? They don't believe you're microchipped. They don't believe you're broadcasting your life. They don't believe you're being targeted and tortured, so what do they reach for? You must be schizophrenic. You must be a schizophrenic. And that begins the initiation of fraud. The beginning of fraud. Well, how do you want us to protect ourselves from this? How can we protect ourselves from this? How do we protect ourselves from these silent weapons? And the answer is this. There is no protection.
Protect our officials from these weapons.
This is exactly why I do not take into account a possible legitimate.
How do you protect us from these weapons?
We exclude the possibility that is, if that is the case, of an attack on American officials by the Russian state.
Is there any way to protect our officials from these weapons?
This is exactly why I do not take into account a possible legitimate reason for hiding this, because I from my personal point of view, making this public is the best protection.
Making this public. I've been to Austin, the capital of Texas, Austin. I've talked to my members of the Senate. I've protested. I've been there. Okay. Now, hear what they also want to do. Let's hear what else they want to do. They want you to hit back. They want you to hit back hard. Who are you going to hit back hard? Who are you going to hit back hard? You're going to attack. You're going to hit back at a satellite drone and a neighbor. Who are you going to hit back hard attacking you with a silent weapon?
2 seconds, Mr. Edwin. Any thoughts?
The best way to protect our people is to fight back. When you're hit in the shadows, you have to hit back twice as hard and tell your adversary why you did that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm out of time. I'll yield.
The gentleman yields. No.
They're asking us to hit back hard, to protest. Who are we going to hit back hard at? Like I said, I went to Congress, I went to the Senate. Now they're victimized. I went to judges. They're victimized too. Okay. Prosecutors are victimized. Prosecutors are victimized. Lawyers are victimized. Lawyers are implanted. Here you go. Federal officials. Federal officials being attacked. I'm not making this stuff up, folks. This is all facts. But I'm a schizophrenic and I'm broadcasting my life. I have ESP. I have extra sensory perception, special powers. Federal officials are being attacked. Federal officials are being attacked. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson. Here's a law journal from Wisconsin. Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson was attacked a victim of Havana syndrome. Reads the Law Journal of Wisconsin. Okay? Ron Johnson. Okay? And here we go. Congress is talking about this. This is a representative from my state of Texas, Michael McCall. Here we go. Michael McCall talks about that. Michael McCall.
Mr. McCall.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Around the world, American personnel are being attacked in their homes, in hotels, and even on public streets. For most, it starts with what seems like a loud noise that's followed by pain or a sense of pressure in the head. Many are left with chronic damage, including hearing loss, vertigo, cognitive and motor impairment, severe headaches, and inability to sleep. In the words of a recent press report, our diplomats are suffering a, quote, concussion without a concussion. The Senate-passed bill before us today provides important authority to assist these brain injury victims, and it deserves our unanimous support. But we all must do more. Unfortunately, these...
Okay, there's the Senate talking about that. Okay, can't make this up. President Trump's attacked with this information. He's been victimized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you both for your testimony this morning and for your very good work. Director Haynes, I would like to begin with you because I'm sure you've seen the report on CNN today that suggests that there were at least 2 possible incidents on U.S. soil of the directed energy attacks that have created symptoms sometimes called Havana syndrome in a number of our personnel. One of the incidents described here happened on the Ellipse in late 2020, and that's very close to the White House. So I'm not going to ask you if that report is correct or not, because I recognize that there has been a real effort to try and keep this information classified. But I do want to ask you about the concern that I have that that kind of clamp down on information that's available to Congress, that's available to the public, has led to leaks. And it's not clear whether the information we're getting is correct or incorrect. And so I wonder if you could speak to that and to what more can be done to declassify some of that information, share it with members of Congress in a way that allows us to better respond. After all, we have to fund operations, and there are a lot of personnel, not a lot, there are personnel who have been harmed, we need to make sure get the care and benefits they need.
The sad thing about getting care and benefits is that they're trying to stress that, well, we deserve health care. Yeah, we deserve health care, but we don't deserve to be targeted and tortured for our health care. And it's my belief, in my opinion, that the next generation of babies coming out of their mother's womb will be the next generation of hypochondriacs, because this weapon is embedded in our neighborhoods. And our children, walking around like bobbleheads. Minds cooked, bodies virtually scanned, looking through the souls of our children, making us hypochondriacs. You're trying to solve the healthcare problem, but you're not solving the problem. You get me so far? Okay. More on Senate hearings. Can't make this up, guys. The hitman is looking after your insurance holder. They want to make a profit under the table by taking your soul and coercing you to become a hypochondriac, to walk into the office, or they take a limb, take your soul, take your life at an early stage. So help me God. So help me God.
Joining me now is New Hampshire Democratic Senator Jeanne Shaheen, who's led the effort to ensure that Havana syndrome victims get compensated and get proper medical care. Part of what you're trying to do is in the defense authorization bill, which is supposed to be on the floor today, correct? To get a coordinator.
That's correct. What we want is a coordinator, not just within the various agencies where they've had personnel attacked, but also someone who can coordinate the entire effort. And that's part of the amendment that's in the defense bill, as well as a regular reporting to Congress. We want to know exactly what's going on so that we can respond. It's very troubling that this happened years ago, 5 years ago, and we still don't know who's responsible. We don't know exactly the cause of the attacks, and we're not sure who's doing it.
5 years, and these people...
They don't know who's doing it. I can tell you who's doing this right here, my fucking neighbors. They're my neighbors. They've been watching me for over 32 years, says the Army officer. We know what the fuck is going on, and you don't want to stop it. But you're an idiot to that because it's going to attack your children, your family, and your inheritance for the next generation. And if you don't stop these idiots from causing the disaster and establishing a case that sets precedent for the rest of the country, you're going to fail, and so is your family. So help me God. More on senators. Okay, you can't hide this bullshit anymore, folks. You can't hide it. Okay, you can't. It's attacking everyone. This is a CIA operative who says and made a speech.
Madam Speaker, I stand in...
As she wears...
Madam Speaker...
As she wears a mask.
I stand in
CIA.
support of my
Former CIA
demanding action in response to the Havana syndrome incidents affecting Americans around the world. The recent string of mysterious attacks on U.S. diplomats and personnel, often called Havana syndrome, is a serious threat to our national security. Having spoken directly with individuals impacted, I know these attacks are having lasting and detrimental impacts on the health of our nation's public servants. I stand here today to call for a robust interagency response, one that reflects the severity and urgency of the situation. The State Department must play an active role in this response, share relevant information with Congress, particularly the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and make sure all affected personnel receive prompt and appropriate care. It is our duty to ensure our public servants get the care and answers they deserve. As a former federal employee, I intend to keep pressing the administration to better protect our diplomats and federal employees serving at home and abroad. I know firsthand their commitment to their missions, their devotion to our country, and the promises we have made to them. I urge my colleagues to join me in this cause. Thank you, and I yield back.
Okay. I went to the federal judge. I went to the FBI, the DOJ. They all knew about this, but it all came back and bit them. It's karma. And now you're watching a big picture as you have a coup of infusion centers driving us nuts. Okay? Now, the sad thing about this is this has existed for a long time now. Okay? The VA and the Navy knew about this. And I sued the VA and the Navy, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Let's take a look at little bit of history. We're going to cover a little history. I got 2 hours. Let's cover the history. What did the Navy know and the VA know about silent weapons? What did they know about that? Remember, I sued the Navy and sued the VA, right? But what did they know about silent weapons? What did the VA know about silent weapons? Huh? What did the VA and I'm going to inject this as evidence. What did the VA and the Navy know about silent weapons? What did they know about silent weapons? That's a 1972 document. U.S. Navy Medical Research, declassified. Symptoms of microwave sickness. 1972. I wasn't even thought about that. What was it, 1972? Was I even born back then? I don't know. Oh, here we go. The Navy, U.S. Navy knew about that. 1972. Naval Medical Research. Paper recently declassified reports lots of health effects from microwave and radio frequency. The U.S. Navy. U.S. Navy. What did the VA know about microwave energy weapons? What did the VA know about microwave energy weapons, silent weapons? What did the VA know about this? The VA knew a lot. Take a look at the articles. American Psychologist, Journal of the American Psychological Association, Volume 30, March 1975, number 3. More evidence. Microwaves and Behavior by Don R. Justinson. Microwaves and Behavior by Don R. Justinson, Laboratories of Experimental Neuropsychology, Veterans Administration Hospital, Kansas City, Missouri. More documentation. More schematics. More evidence. Schematics, evidence, blueprints, something I should have got a long time ago. The U.S. Navy. Medusa, another silent weapon. They knew about biological effects and health and hazard of microwave radiation back in 1973 at Warsaw at the World Health Organization, didn't they? 1973. 73. Okay? The VA knew a lot. People died. People were compensated. People were compensated. Countermeasures. Who knew about silent weapons? Who investigated silent weapons? Who investigated silent weapons? Who knew about silent weapons, directed energy weapons? Who knew about that? Who was the first to investigate silent weapons? U.S. Department of State, first technician to investigate silent weapons back in 1960. 1960. I wasn't even born. 1960. Were you even born? Were your children around? 1960. Reports of a directed energy weapon 50 feet across. 50 feet across. The weapons being deployed 50 feet across. From here to my neighbor is 50 feet. 50 feet across. From here to my neighbor is 50 feet. From here to my neighbor, 50 feet. From here to my neighbor is 50 feet. From here to that neighbor is 50 feet. U.S. technician first detected energy rays in 1953, shortly after the embassy opened, but began to actively monitor the radiation rays in 1960. It says the diplomat security master news identified them as a microwave radiation and reported in 1963 that the beam was 50 feet across. Was 50 feet across. 50 feet across. Came out of my fucking head here. It was 50 feet across. It was 50 feet across. From an apartment complex to an embassy, it was 50 feet across. 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 They detected that. U.S. Department of State, didn't they? And then, of course, we had the U.S. Secret Service investigate the silent weapon. U.S. Secret Service Special Agent James O. Golden served in the security detail during Vice President Richard Nixon's July 1959 trip to the Soviet Union. And when John T. Sherwood detected radiation aimed at Nixon's living quarters at Spousal House. Aimed at Richard Nixon's quarters at the Spousal House. It was aimed 50 feet across. How did they detect that? Where's NASA? Where's NORAD? The Space Force? Where are the people to investigate this? Where is it? You detected it in 1950 and 60. You have advanced technology now. There's no excuses. No excuses. Okay? So, like I said, they've been doing this for a long time, folks. You can't make this up. You cannot make this stuff up. We're going to keep on beating the dead horse. Why? Because I'm being denied due process. I'm being denied due process of the law. Due process of the law. The right to an attorney. The Moscow signal has been around for a long time. It's deja vu. Havana syndrome is deja vu of the Moscow signal, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. I'm being attacked with a fucking microwave here. As a matter of fact, somebody died. Somebody died. There was a murder. I call it a murder because no one's investigating. We know the weapons being deployed. This is a murder of a diplomat's wife. Read the article. It's a murder. I said it's a murder. Okay? Because we know that the weapons existed today and the wife was killed. It's a murder. It says, as you are, this was a memo dated back in November 25th, 1969. It's a murder. November 25th, 1969. It says here, as you are aware, an employee who served in Moscow during the period of 1960 1962 filed a claim with the Bureau of Employees' Compensation, contending that the signal or the silent weapon was responsible for the development of a cancer by his wife. And the employee's wife died some months ago. That is murder. Okay? That's murder. It's murder. It's murder. Ongoing investigation. It's deja vu, folks. Can't make it up. It's deja vu. You want to allow me due process of a law? You want to allow me right to an attorney? I'm going to speak, and I'm going to continue to speak. They're killing Americans overnight, and I may not get a chance to speak on this shit. So here we go. But you keep on attacking me. You keep on torturing me. You're trying to kill me to cover up. You're eradicating my body, eradicating my organs. You're eradicating me, coercing me to act other than normal. Taking control of my body. I'm a puppeteer. I'm a pincushion. You're eradicating me, causing involuntary movements of my limbs and my body. While I'm attacked by a damn coup. While you're stealing my thoughts for over 72 years. While you're plugging me into an AI to record my thoughts. To record my ideas. To steal my thoughts. In violation of my 4th and 5th Amendment rights, so help me God. You're in violation of my 5th Amendment rights, so help me God. In violation of my 4th and 5th Amendment rights, so help me God. Eradicating my organs, eradicating my body. You've been eradicating me for a long time. Not just me, other people. It's all making sense now.
In 1953, the Russians began to bombard the U.S. Embassy in Moscow with electromagnetic radiation in the microwave spectrum, but the fact was kept secret from the embassy employees. U.S. Ambassador Stossel contracted a blood disease, bleeding eyes, nausea, and eventually lymphoma. He and other employees eventually died as a result of the microwave attacks. Dr. Henry Kissinger sent a secret memo giving hazard pay to embassy personnel in the 1970s. Before the attacks, the USSR had met with the U.S. to try to head off an arms race in electromagnetic weapons, but were refused. In retaliation, they began microwaving the U.S. Embassy. It is possible that the U.S. government took advantage of the situation and used the embassy staff as microwave guinea pigs. The Department of Defense's Advanced Research Projects Agency, ARPA, set up a lab at Walter Reed Army Institute of Research and participated in Project Pandora. Scientists began zapping monkeys to study the biological effects of highly concentrated microwave frequencies. Similar studies were conducted at the VA hospital in Kansas City.
Similar studies were conducted at the VA hospital in Kansas City. And we're all being detoured to the VA to be analyzed to help the veteran solve what's bothering the veteran. Because if you're trying to stop the war crime and you're trying to stop the espionage and you don't stop it, you're just as guilty as inciting war against Americans, causing the fraud. Instead of stopping, instead of holding an investigation, gathering the evidence, instead of gathering the evidence, and coming to a conclusion that this war has been going on for 72 years. And all the government has done is paid whistleblowers millions of stolen taxpayers' money. It is fraud. It is corruption, human trafficking, racketeering, RICO. Now, who's responsible for all this? Who's responsible? Who made the promise to America that this would never happen again? Who made it responsible? Who took initiative? Who gathered the evidence? And promised America that this would never happen again? Who made the promises? And I'm going to end this. Who has a duty to investigate this? Who has a duty to stop this? Who had a duty to stop this a long time ago? Here we go. I'm going to end with this. It's attacking everyone, folks. I mean, you cannot make this up. You cannot. Oh, man.
Suffered, we must all do more. Scientists were often concerned about risk. We do not used as subjects of experiments without their knowledge or consent.
This is President Bill Clinton's speech back in 1995. Okay, I'm gonna give you that information, and I want you to hear a clip of what they promised. They promised no more experimentation. No more experimentation.
Information was withheld from affected communities and from the public. Secrets were kept to protect the government from embarrassment. In our report, we recommend for your consideration guidelines for compensating former subjects. But if we are to keep faith with those who have suffered, we must all do more. Your extraordinary efforts have allowed the American people to learn about a piece of our history that we could not otherwise have understood. You have opened the doors of this nation's records, and they must stay open. You have recognized the price of secrecy in research for what it is, a legacy of cynicism and a legacy of distrust. If we are to keep faith with those who have suffered, we must do everything possible to guarantee that what happened to them never happens again. The committee learned that research safeguards have come a long way since the Second World War. Americans can and should feel much more secure about medical research today, but the system remains imperfect. I urge you to carefully review the committee's findings and recommendations. Both the government and research institutions must do all they can to protect our fellow citizens. If this committee's work is to mean anything, it has to be that 50 years from now, there does not have to be another presidential committee charged with investigating allegations of abuses of human subjects. There should never be another such advisory committee.
President Bill Clinton. There should never be another advisory committee charged with investigating test subjects. And you heard that from the FBI, that this weapon system is not going to stop because we are test subjects. You clarified that with the FBI earlier. Okay, that FBI agent that was attacked in Florida and California, she said, it's not going to stop because we are test subjects. We heard that too many times. Okay? Too many times. These are lawyers who represent, they're lawyers who represent us. Bill Clinton was a lawyer. Obama was a lawyer. Here we go. This is the words of Obama. And I'm going to close out by this. Broken promises.
Biggest violations of medical ethics ever perpetrated on U.S. citizens. This week, medical experts and others are meeting to make sure something like this never happens again. And leading that effort is Amy Gutmann. She heads the Presidential Commission for the Study of Bioethical Issues, and she is also the president of the University of Pennsylvania. Dr. Gutmann, thanks for being with us. This is not a single incident. We've actually had many of these things happen. What is the purpose of your commission? Are we worried that these types of things are still happening today?
Allie, we can't know whether these things are happening today unless we have a fact-finding mission. And that's what President Obama has asked the Presidential Commission on Bioethics to do, to actually meet with experts and ask them, what is it today that would prevent these things from happening again? They've happened too many times in our history. And we want to make sure, and the president wants to make sure, that we can assure the American public that if they are part of a scientific experiment or a medical experiment, they will be treated with respect and fairly. So
if you are a part of a scientific experiment, that you will be treated with respect and fairly. Do you think denying someone due process of the fucking law is treated with respect and fairness? Fuck no! You don't know what the fuck you're doing. That is not with respect and fairness. That is corruption. That is the continuation of inciting war against Americans. That is not fairness. Broken promises. Here we go.
Don't know right now how the United States is relative to the rest of the world, and that's why the president has asked me to convene an international task force of experts, and those experts are going to sit down with me, and we're going to actually discuss how different countries and the United States fare in this regard, and we should come up with a report by year's end that can inform the public as well as the president of where we stand.
Okay, we know you're having more hearings in May. We'll follow this along with you. Very curious to see what happens. Dr. Amy Gutmann is the chair of the Presidential Commission for the Study of Bioethical Issues and the president of the University of Pennsylvania.
Hey, where's Obama? I promise that before I leave the White House, we'll have something. We'll have something by year's end. We'll have something, right? We're either going to continue the war against Americans or we're going to stop the fucking war against Americans. Which one is it? Continue inciting war or stopping it? Which one was it? And the answer is, fuck the American people. Kill them all. Continue on with the fraud. Right? So exactly what they did. Broken promises. Broken promises. You want to deny me due process of a fucking law? Okay. I'll protest the shit out of this. Because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You want to deny me due process of a law? You want to deny me due process of a law? You want to deny me due process of a law? You want to deny me a right to an attorney? Right to a trial by judge, right to a trial? You've exploited my life. It's unfair what you've done. Society knows what the fuck I'm thinking. You think that's fair to judicial process? Fuck no. It's not even funny. And you want to sell that to society? To take your soul and broadcast your life to society? You think that's fucking fair? To be what? Criticized by society? Are you fucking nuts? But we know why Obama was set up. In my opinion, Obama was set up by the CIA or Secret Service because they're trying to sell the microchip. They're trying to sell the spying devices. And so what happens? What happens to that? Well, I mean, we're oh my God, man. Obama allowed the continuation of killing Americans. He did. He allowed the continuation of inciting war. Here's the letter. Read the letter. July 22nd, July 27, 2011. Allowed the continuation of killing Americans. Allowed the continuation of killing Americans. That is an act of war, a declaration of war. And you're a lawyer swearing under oath to protect Americans? My God. Where is the corruption? My God. This is a man who swore under the Bible to uphold the Constitution to protect the lives of Americans. My God.
The most important thing in life will always be the people in this room, right?
President Obama and citizens of the world.
We are TIs.
Targeted individuals. And law-abiding citizens being targeted.
Every day of our lives.
By all levels of government and outside agencies.
Using military-grade, highly sophisticated,
And harmful technologies designed to destroy our lives. For absolutely no reason at all. Support us in ending our torture now. Hi, my name's Terry. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a TI.
I'm Tom. I'm a TI.
I'm Mary, and I'm a TI.
Hi, my name is Julie, and I'm a registered nurse, and I am a TI.
Hello, I'm Gloria. I'm a grandmother of 4, an entrepreneur. I'm a TI.
Hi, my name is Denise. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a TI.
Hi, my name is Karma. I'm a grandmother. I'm a nurse, and I am a TI.
Hi, my name is Franz, a code interpreter. I'm a TI.
Hi, my name is Steve. I'm a proud father of 2, and I am a TI.
We are TIs, targeted individuals. Google us.
I'm going to end by this. I sit in my home, plugged into a network of Wi-Fi signal, TV, smartphone, facial recognition, and a coup. That's geofencing my home and attacking me. These people around me have access to manipulate my mind. They're taking cheap shots at me because the government has made me a clear and present danger, an enemy of my state. Has given me qualified immunity, and in retaliation, setting up a coup to attack my ass to try to cover up their act of espionage, so I'm being retaliated by a goddamn coup. And I want you to meet my coup. You ready? I'm going to end by this. So help me God. So help me God. This is a fucking coup attacking my ass. A veteran with qualified immunity working for the government and a magical theatrical curtain. This is a fucking coup attacking me, trying to kill me to cover up an act of espionage. The house here at 3704 Moon Hill Road, New Braunfels, Texas, 78132, is a laboratory combined of military, combined of hospital employees, private contractors, military, to attack my ass. And they're coming in from all over the United States to take a beating. And what do I have? I don't have the same weapons that they do. I don't own a satellite, a drone, electronic warfare. I don't have the same capabilities to defend myself. Meet my coup. You've been spying on me for 32 years, collecting evidence. Why just me? I'm the only veteran you're spying on. What about other veterans? They didn't get the same deal, the same package deal that I got. Fuck no. We're here. This is equal opportunity for every veteran. No one's above the fucking law. Now you're trying to kill me. See, I'm being attacked now by a fucking neighbor. They're trying to kill me to cover up the act of espionage, to cover up the evidence. Why do you want to cover up the evidence for? You wasted 32 fucking years of taxpayer money, you motherfucker. What is a motherfucker? A motherfucker is someone that negotiates a contract to spy on their children for the rest of their life without asking the person to spy on who's over the age of 18. That is a motherfucker. And right now, I'm being attacked by a coup. And they're trying to kill me because they don't like me presenting the evidence. But this is a fucking coup of terrorists. This is a coup of terrorism, treason, torture. All kinds of vehicles coming in and out of that home. Mississippi, Arizona. It's a coup of terrorism, treason, torture, sabotage, involuntary servitude, or RICO, human trafficking, racketeering, human trafficking, RICO. I got people from fucking Mexico trying to kill my ass. I got Halliburton. I got people from Halliburton. People from Halliburton trying to kill my ass. Look at that motherfucker. Halliburton Corporation trying to assassinate my ass. Those are fucking nuts, man. All the way from Mexico to try to take a shot at me, huh? How much is he going to get fucking paid under the table to take my ass out? This is the work of the fucking CIA. It's a fucking car lot of terrorism. Coming in from fucking Mexico to kill my ass, right? How much is he getting paid under the fucking table? All the way from Wisconsin. Wisconsin, yeah, that's right. Arizona. Mississippi. California. Florida. Alabama. I mean, this is a goddamn coup attacking my ass. It's a fucking coup attacking my ass. I have Chinese scientists that are attacking me right here. They got Elon Musk's vehicle. They park Elon Musk's vehicle in the driveway. They use a satellite to attack my ass. It's sophisticated technology. Chinese scientists. Chinese scientists. Chinese scientists attacking me. Paid under the table to attack me. And together they got a force of terrorism and treason, trying to kill me to cover up an act of espionage. This is a former CIA operative. Undercover agent trying to kill me. Hidden in his house. Does not come out. He is what I call a hermit. Stays in his home with the technology to try to kill my ass. They're good what they do. They're good what they do. They know that. They're hidden embedded in their homes. These are people that are getting paid to attack me, to kill me. Trying to bring in mobile homes. Trying to hire people to come in with mobile homes and attack me with mobile homes to try to kill my ass. Any means to move a silent weapon to kill me, they're going to do it. Any means to attack me, they're going to do it. Any means to attack me, they're going to try to do it. Any means to attack me, they're going to do it. Any means to attack me, they're going to do it. Any means to attack me, they're going to do it. They even painted the door black. They even painted the door black to try to convince my mind. I mean, they're changing these neighbors. They're coercing these neighbors to put them in the game, to attack my ass. Been going on for a long time, folks. Been going on for a long time. A long time. Been going on for a long time. Been going on for a long time. Oh, yeah, they're trying to take my ass out, aren't they? Fuck yeah, they're trying to kill your ass. Been going on for a long time, folks, no doubt. But I have the right to make my presentation. Been going on for a long time, folks. For a long time, it has. It has. Been going on for a long time, folks. You can't hide the facts anymore. You can't hide the facts anymore. You've been trying to kill my ass for a long time now. Been going on for a long time. You even painted this house blue to try to convince me of blue, right? You're playing a blue game. I know what the fuck you're doing. It's been going on for a long time, folks. Been going on for a long time. A long time. Been going on for a long time, folks. A long time. Oh, yeah, it has. Karma. 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 It's all karma. It's all karma. They got good con jobs. It's all karma. Look at them. It's all karma. It's all karma. All karma. Yeah, look at that guy. That's an undercover agent working for the U.S. Air Force. Oh, yeah, they're good. They're good at what they do. They're good at what they do. They know that. It's all coming back now, right? Yeah. It's all coming back. All coming back. Mm-hmm. It's all coming back. Look at this. Look at this. This guy's a hitman. He was a hitman. They hid his license plates. Oklahoma. I wonder why they're coming from Oklahoma. We're going to do the hitman job of an Oklahomian. You know? It's a hitman's job. What about the color yellow? What about the color yellow? Huh? Color yellow, we got to bring that back into his life, huh? Give my neighbor a fucking Porsche. Wow. Gave my neighbor a Porsche here. Huh? Come on, man. I got schizophrenic, man. Remember? It's all coming back, man. People are going to You're going to testify. You're going to testify. Okay? So, neighborhood coups. Neighborhood coups are attacking people. It's in our neighborhoods. Okay? All because the government does not want to come forward. They do not want to set me free. Because they're having too much fun, spending time, trying to attacking me with an AI. They're watching their investment work as you hold Congress and Senate seats. You're watching your investment attack me. Now ask yourself, is that investment or is that an act of war? Okay? Think about that, guys. You will testify. But I tried to stop this a long time ago. It wouldn't stop. It would not stop. It would not stop. And you denied me a lawyer. Denied me a lawyer. Denied me the right to due process of a law. Why? How do we get here? Thank you, and God bless America. Get your copy of the QR code and stop the crimes before they hit you. Thank you, and God bless America. Thank you, President Trump, for your speech. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Thank you very much. God bless America.